wasting no time in pissing off Marvel Cinematic Universe fans. In a recent interview, director James Cameron talked about how the entire Avatar franchise and Avatar 3, 4, and 5 will differ and in turn be better than the MCU and even the DC universe and what they've done so far. Oh, good old James Tiberius Cameron. The middle name might need citation. Here he is doing interviews, taking shots across the bow that is the MCU that fans can't seem to handle. It's alright, guys. He's being a hype man. He's being a hype man. He's doing like a wrestling promo. I mean, isn't that like literally all The Rock builds up all his advertising on, and it tends to work and people enjoy it? Let James Cameron cut his own promos. So anyway, speaking with BTV Korea, he was asked about how the story's going to evolve and what exactly does it have to offer in terms of a bigger expanding universe that the other ones don't. And he said, well, if you look at the bigger picture in the Marvel films and even DC, he says, yeah, those films, each film has its individual villain. And then there's a bigger overarching villain, but they're connected loosely, if at all, with the bigger one. That's not the goal here. He said that the villain in all Avatar films will be the same villain throughout the entire saga. And that this isn't some sort of superhero story. This isn't some sort of thing that you're going to see in every comic book movie. It's something different, something that's long form in film, and it's going to take quite a lot of content to tell this story. Now, obviously, he's talking about the villains who are quite obviously the humans led by Stephen Lang. And then in a follow-up interview with Variety and even Comic Book, James Cameron said that there's going to be a lot of twists and turns in the next few films that really established how it's different than most. But again, he had to lay down the foundation of good, bad, this planet, its ecosystem and everything, and then we could get into going in different directions, telling bigger stories, and evolving the villains and the heroes further. Now that he's seen that it resonates with people and they definitely have ideas locked in. So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly they do going forward with the villains, because some could argue, and there's a very real argument here, I could argue this all day as well, and that's that having the same villain for the next 3 films over the span of a decade could be pretty boring. Especially because it's just military guy. But again, he's teased plenty of times that they're going to completely flip the franchise upside down, recently stating sometime soon you're going to see that even the humans can then be heroes and the not-be can be villains. So maybe there's something here and we're not seeing that they're going to completely change our perspective on it. And I guess we'll find out when we get to it. But overall, I'm pretty excited by what he's saying. I like the idea of just keeping one villain going forward and having these other military factions just kind of buff him, if you will.